Hey guys, it's Ava and welcome back to my channel. So I'm really excited to film this video for literally no reason. Anyway, today we're doing ghost stories and I have a lot of them and some of them might just be a little like
was that a ghost? Was that not a ghost?
But still, they're like pretty like. So let's just get into our first story. I have like 6 or 7 mini stories that I'm gonna tell today. In 7th grade, this is right before I moved schools, I was sitting in just some random classroom and we were taking the ELA midterm. I literally struggled on every other midterm except for the ELA one. Not even like grades wise, just like how I felt that I did. I wasn't stressed. I didn't really think I couldn't do it, but like I don't know. This is gonna make like 0 sense to half of you, but like I'm just answering this one question, writing it down, and all of a sudden I hear, Ava. The desk starts shaking and like my head starts spinning and like just starts going crazy and I'm just like some people looked at me because I was breathing heavily, like what just happened? And obviously no one called my name because no one's gonna call my name during a midterm because they know that they would have failed and that would have probably ruined their whole year. Yeah, that was a creepy experience. When my head started like spinning, it was like I got super dizzy and like just lost all sense of like reality and it was just really weird. And you might think that sounds like far-fetched or something, but like no. I also don't know how it happened or why it happened. I literally tried to think of every single explanation in my head to try and like say that it wasn't like a ghost or something like that, because I do that with all of my ghost stories. Like I just like try to think,
well, maybe it was this thing, maybe it was that thing.
But this one I just couldn't think of an explanation. So next story, I have like a really long paragraph typed in here. So I'm just gonna read it from what I typed. What I said was, I was home alone one night, laying in my bed with my dog with the lights off when I suddenly heard a loud bang noise. My dog started barking for like 3 seconds. I think it was just a garbage can falling over outside because it was kind of windy, but I don't know. I got really scared, turned off the video I was watching on TV, and quickly called my mom. I don't remember what kind of video I was watching, but it was probably something scary. I know this is kind of silly considering I'm 13 and still fear being left home alone sometimes. Oh, I was home alone. Yikes. But I had to call her so I would feel safer, I guess. I called her and told her to check our Ring doorbell security camera and she said no one was there. I kept getting the feeling that someone was in the house and watching me or something like that. Oh my gosh, wait, I remember this now. I remember. So I was sitting here with my dog because I didn't want to go because I like didn't feel good or something. After I heard that noise, I started crying because I thought someone was gonna break in because it was like night. She checked the Ring doorbell, said no one was there. I kept getting the feeling that someone was in the house. Or were you just freaking yourself out because you're home alone? I don't know. Usually when I have that like gut feeling, it's real, but this one felt pretty real to me because it was scary. I stayed on the phone with my mom and waited for her to get home. My sister, who was with my mom, started talking to me on the phone saying, well, what if someone is in the house? Like she was trying to scare me. So I started sobbing. My mom was like, Ava, are you faking? I was sobbing saying, no, she's so annoying, I hate her. Like, this is so funny. I cried and whispered into the phone in case someone was in the house. It took all of my strength and courage to get up and lock the bedroom door. My dog was acting really weird, and this could just be dog things, but he kept sniffing the air and like staring at the door and like the places where I thought someone was, and it was really just like, he was part of the reason, like I love my dog, but he was part of the reason that I thought something was in the house because he just was acting like weird. I really was convinced that someone was in the house even though the security alarms things didn't go off. It felt like it took them forever to get home. I kept calling them because I was scared and I didn't want to hang up until I knew they were in the house or near the house. I felt better that way, just safer. I called them the first time and McKenna said she saw shadows moving in the upstairs window, but she was pranking me, and then my mom told her to stop trying to scare me. McKenna's a brat. This is where it got actually creepy. Okay, so I called them and then like they hung up on me like as a joke or something, like as just they had to go for a few minutes. I don't remember what it was. But then I called back. There was nothing but like muttered noise and like no one was responding to me. And it was just really, really weird. I just remember just sitting there like,
hello, like, are you gonna like answer me? Like, this isn't funny, McKenna. Like, what are you doing?
And then I just hung up because I got so mad, and I called back and I was like, why didn't you guys answer me when I was talking to you? Like, you know, I'm obviously freaked out. And they were like, what are you talking about? That was scary. That was scary. That was the icing on the cake for me. I just don't think that was them on the phone, even though I dialed my mom's phone number. Like, that just didn't really sound like their voices. It just seemed off. And then I called back and they were like, boo, and then they hung up. And that scared me. That made me jump a little bit, made me pee my pants. They walked in the house and I hung up the phone because I had to stay on the phone with them while they were cashing out. My mom was actually getting aggravated at one point because she was cashing out. She was trying to talk to her and then she was also trying to talk to me, and it was just like a mess. Oh, this is also going along with the phone call. Like, I don't think that was them. That was their voices. Like, it just didn't really sound like them.
Like, I was trying to convince myself, it's them, they're playing a trick on you, it's them.
I asked why they were trying to scare me and how and why they did staticky noise and scary laughter, and they both said they didn't do that, and I said, yeah, right, guys, stop trying to scare me. And they both had the most serious facial expressions on, like, serious, like, they were not joking. Okay, and then later on, sometime during the night, I was laying in bed and I was like kind of falling asleep but kind of not. Like, what kind of coincidence was this? I literally am rolled over trying to fall asleep, and all of a sudden, you hear the ad for Black Christmas, this one horror movie, literally whisper, someone's in the house. And I literally, that was the scariest moment of my entire life. Well, not my entire life, but like the whole night just was scary. What was I gonna say? So this next story could be something like hitting the window. You'll just see what I mean. So I was sitting in the parking lot of like some food place when my mom went in to go get the food because we were picking it up and I didn't want to go in. So I'm just sitting there on my phone, like laying down like in the front seat, and all of a sudden someone starts tapping on the window. Like, not an actual person, you can't see them, but they like tap, like you can literally like hear someone tapping on the window. So I freak out. I'm like looking around like, what just happened? And my mom is like coming out at the same time, and she's like seeing me freaking out and like laughing, but like she's like, what are you doing? What happened? And then I'm like, Mom, it sounded like someone was tapping on the window. And no one was tapping on the window. If it was like a branch or a stick, it would have hit the thing and sounded different. Like, it would have sounded like lighter. It would have sounded lighter instead of like tapping like that. It was just weird. It was just a weird thing. These are all just little random bits of like different days, but this next one is kind of just weird because my TV has never done this before. I was laying in bed, I was just watching TV, and all of a sudden it just shuts off. Like, our power didn't go out, no one else's TV shut off that I know of, it just shut off. And it's not even like I was sitting on the remote or something. The remote was next to me. I wasn't touching it. There was nothing next to it that could have fallen on it. It just shut off. Well, that is all the ghost stories I have for you guys today. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Alright, I love you guys. Bye!